Hi, GPT. Welcome back to my English practice session.
That's a great short introduction, David. It sounds like a YouTube style opening, just a little polish for natural.
No, 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 no. I didn't say YouTube style opening. I mean, new greetings. I continue from here. Listen carefully. Good morning, GPT. Welcome back to my English practice session. As you know, we discussed number one column A row, research and development. And today I'd like to discuss about row B, engineering resources. Could you keep up with me?
Got it, David. I'm with you. I hear you clearly. You want to continue your presentation greeting and move on from column 1, row A, research and development, to column 1, row B, engineering resources. Here's a smooth version of what you just said, keeping your structure but polishing it a little. Good morning, GPT. Welcome back to my English presentation. As you know, we already discussed column 1, row A, research and development. Today, I'd like to move on to row B, engineering resources. Can you follow me? Notes, discuss about better as discuss, know about. Europe looked like a slip. The agenda says row B, engineering resources. Could you keep up? More natural as can you follow me? Would you like me to now ask you an auditor style question for row B, engineering resources, the same way we practiced for row A?
GPT, I got the point. I got the point. I really want to repeat your suggestion one more time. As you know, as far as I understand, this is my English speaking practice session. So let me follow. Let me repeat your polished version one more time. Welcome back to my English practice session. Welcome back to my English practice session. As you know, we already discussed column 1, row A, research and development. Today, I'd like to move on to row B, engineering resources. Can you follow me? Can you follow me? To be honest, GPT, listen, to be honest, in my opinion, I prefer, could you keep up with me? Instead of, can you follow me? What do you say about it?
Perfect, David. You're really practicing like it's a real presentation. You repeated very well, and I can feel your confidence. Let me polish just a couple of small words to make it sound professional and natural. Polished version, your presentation. Welcome back to my English speaking session. As you know, we
No, 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 no. Don't give me polished version anymore. And please answer me for my question. Please answer me about my question. What do you say about my opinion? The opinion of for the could you keep up with me instead of can you follow? Can you follow me? I prefer could you keep up with me? Please answer me. Don't give me polished version. Please answer me your opinion about this.
got it, David. I'll give you my direct opinion. No first version, no polish of your sentence. Could you keep up with me and can you follow me are both correct, but they feel a little different. Can you follow me? Very common, natural, and soft. It means, do you understand what I'm saying? Could you keep up with me? Also correct, but it feels stronger, like you're moving fast and want to check if the other person can maintain your pace. It's a little less common in presentations, but
Okay, okay. I got the point. However, this is not the real company presentation. This is my speaking practice session. So that's exactly what I want to say. Could you keep up with me? That's exactly what I want to say. I want to check your pace for my speaking practice session. English practice for my English practice.
David, your sentence is already clear, but it repeats a lot. Let me give you a smoother way to say it without losing your meaning. Polished version, simple and natural. I have no intention of making a video about ChatGPT, OpenAI, DALL-E, GPT-4, or GPT-5, and I'm only making this video to give a brief overview of our chat.
No, 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 no. That's not what I want to say. That's not what I want to say. Maybe it's just for technical glitches, but, it's not a big deal. Let's keep the momentum going. I'd like to focus on the today's agenda, engineering resources. Could you please act like, please take a role of auditor for an, uh, inventive automotive company. So what's your question for the low B engineering resources?
Ah, now I understand. David Vertisfrag, you want me to act as the auditor again, focusing on column 1, row B, engineering resources from your agenda. Let's go straight into that role. Auditor style questions for row B, engineering resources. 1. Can you explain how your company ensures that sufficient engineering resources are available for each new project? 2. How do you allocate engineers and technical experts to support multiple projects at the same time? 3. What training or qualification requirements do you have for your engineering staff working on R&D projects? 4. Can you show evidence that your engineering resources are adequate to meet customer requirements and APQP standards? These questions reflect what an auditor from a foreign automotive company would typically ask, checking if the supplier has enough skilled engineers, proper allocation, and qualification evidence. Would you like me to now simulate a sample supplier answer in English, as if the Korean automotive supplier is responding to these questions?
No, no, no. First of all, I mean, I really appreciate your kind support. However, first of all, let me repeat your five auditor style questions for row B, because this is my English speaking practice session. Okay, okay. Number one, can you explain how your company ensures that sufficient engineering resources are available for each new project? Number two, how do you allocate engineers and technical experts to support multiple projects at the same time? Number three, what training or qualification requirements do you have for your engineering staff working on R&D project? Number four, can you show evidence that your engineering resources are adequate to meet customer requirements and APQP standards? GPT, I'm just wondering, the word adequate, I'm just wondering why, I'm just wondering, how can I change? How can I how can I express my opinion, using the word adequate instead of adequate? Because I think adequate is a little bit difficult word in speaking English. Adequate, adequate. You asked me, you shared the word adequate in the number four question. However, to be honest, I don't understand when I hear that word. So please share me your alternative expressions instead of adequate.
I hear you, David, and thank you for repeating the questions so carefully. Let's clear this up. The word in question 4 was not advocate, it was adequate. Adequate. Easy to confuse when listening. Adequate versus allocate versus advocate. Adequate equals enough, sufficient. Example, we have adequate resources to meet customer requirements. Allocate equals to assign or distribute resources. Example, we allocate engineers to different projects. Advocate equals to support or recommend something, totally different meaning. Example, he advocates for stronger safety standards. Your question fixed. 4, can you show evidence that your engineering resources are adequate to meet customer requirements and APQP standards? Alternative ways to say it without the difficult word: that your engineering resources are enough to meet customer requirements, that your engineering resources are sufficient to meet customer requirements. So, David, no need to use advocate here. The correct word is adequate, enough. If adequate feels hard, just say enough or sufficient. Both are clear and natural. Would you like me to rephrase all 4 questions again using only simple?
GPT, that's exactly what I want to say. Stop, enough and sufficient. Please share that kind of easy word for my English practice session. Do you understand? I think sufficient and enough are completely proper for my speaking practice. You know, to be honest, I think I cannot use the word adequate even if I practice many times.
Yes, David, I completely understand you. You don't need to use advocate here at all. It's a totally different word. For your English practice, enough and sufficient are perfect. They're simple, natural, and correct in business conversations. Have easy alternatives for adequate for your practice, enough, most common, and simple. Do you have enough engineering resources? Sufficient, a little more formal, good for audits or meetings. Are your engineering resources sufficient for this project? Proper, in some cases. Do you have proper engineering resources in place? Updated question 4, easy version. Can you show evidence that your engineering resources are enough to meet customer requirements and APQP standards? You're right, David. Focus on enough and sufficient. These two will cover almost every case you need in your work. Would you like me to also rewrite all 4 auditor questions in the easy style?
No. Let me answer your question. I think I would say if an auditor like you in this case, if an auditor uh, asks that question about low B engineering resources, I would reply. I would answer the organization chart, and I would say, as you can see on the screen, this is our organization chart for this project. There are many teams, or there are many MDT members assigned. There are many assigned MDT members for this project, and I believe that these assigned MDT members have enough experience and they are able to do, they are able to take their role, MDT role for this project. So don't worry about the engineering resources.
Nice. David, that's a solid answer, and you're thinking exactly like a supplier during an audit. Let me polish your response just a little bit so it flows more naturally in English while keeping your meaning. Supplier's answer: refined. If an auditor asks about engineering resources, I would reply with our organization chart. As you can see on the screen, this is our organization chart for this project. We have many MDT members assigned, and each of them has enough experience to take their role. I believe our assigned MDT members are capable of performing their responsibilities for this project, so there is no concern about engineering resources. Notes on small fixes. Organization chat should be organization chart. Engineering differences, I think you meant engineering resources. They are able to take their role, smoother as they are capable of performing their responsibilities. Your key message is strong. Show the organization chart, Highlight MDT members, emphasize experience, and reassure the auditor about resources. Would you like me to act as the auditor again and ask you a follow-up question based on your answer?
No, no, no. Let me follow your suggestion. Let me follow your polished version because I really want to keep your expressions in my mouse memory. Okay. If an auditor asks about, if an auditor, in this case, you, if an auditor asks about engineering resources, I would reply with our organization chart. As you can see on the screen, this is our organization chart for this project. We have many MDT members assigned. We have many assigned MDT members. We have many assigned MDT members, and each of them has enough experience to take their role. Enough experience to take their role. I believe our assigned MDT members are capable of performing their responsibilities for this project. So there is no concern about engineering resources. I believe that there is no concern, there is no worries about engineering resources.
Perfect, David. You're practicing exactly the right way, repeating and locking it into your mouth memory. Let me just fine-tune your version so it sounds 100% natural, but still keeps your flow. Refine supplier's answer, MDPT context. If an auditor asks about MDPT resources, I will reply with our organization chart. As you can see on the screen, this is our organization chart for this project. We have many MDPT members assigned, and each of them has enough experience to take their role. I believe our assigned MDPT members are fully capable of performing their responsibilities for this project, so there is no concern or worry about MDPT. Small corrections. Organization chat should always be organization chart. There is no concern, there is no worries. Smoother as there is no concern or worry. This version is clean, professional, and confident. Exactly the tone auditors want to hear. Do you want me to now give you a follow-up auditor question about MDP?
No, 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 no. I think that's enough. Let's move on to the next agenda. Column 1, row C, program management. Program management, you know, I believe that program management can be understood many ways. I mean, if there is no background information, many people think about the program management in different ways. So in my opinion, in this case, program management means that the download process no, 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 no. It's not a download process. Program management is about ASPICE. Software management. Have you ever heard of ASPICE? In my opinion, if there is no background information, program management means that ASPICE. ASPICE, if we have ASPICE certification, we can, it means that our company control and manage and research and develop software very well.
I hear you, David, and I see what you're trying to say. You want to move on to column 1, row E, program management. You also said that program management can be understood in many ways, and without background information, people may confuse it. You mentioned ASPICE or supercurial management, but I think there's a little mix up with the terms. Let me clarify for you in the automotive audit context what program management usually means in this agenda. In automotive supplier evaluation, program management is not about downloading or special certifications. It usually means how the company plans, controls, and monitors projects from concept to SOP, start of production. How the company applies APQP, Advanced Product Quality Planning Methods, how milestones, deliverables, risks, and customer communications are managed. So program management is more like project governance than a technical certification. ASPICE, maybe you meant this? I think when you said Aspice Supercurial, you might have meant ASPICE, Automotive Spice. ASPICE equals Automotive Software Process Improvement and Capability Determination. It's a standard for software development processes in the automotive industry. It is sometimes audited together with program management if software is part of the product. Suggested auditor question for row E. Program management. Can you explain how your company manages program timing, milestones, and deliverables, and how you ensure alignment with APQP requirements? David, do you want me to break down program management into 3 simple talking points? Timing, risk, customer communication, so you can practice an easy English answer as if you're the supplier.
I really appreciate your kind support. However, I'd like to repeat your suggestion one more time. I think you just shared beautiful examples with me. I really appreciate your kind support. Okay, let me follow your suggestion one more time. Can you explain how your company manage program timing, milestone, and deliverables? Deliverables. And how you ensure assignment, no. Alignment with APQP requirements. How do you ensure alignment with APQP requirements? I think this is suggested audit question for row C, program management. Can you explain how your company manages program timing, milestones, and deliverables, and how you ensure alignment with APQP requirements? And, you know, I didn't know ace piece. I should pronunciate ace piece, not the ace piece. Usually in our company, my coworkers pronunciate like ace piece, not ace piece. That's not a big deal. Anyway, we have ace piece certificate, level B.
I hear you, David. Let's carefully look at what you said and make it crystal clear. 1, the auditor question. You said, can you explain how your company manages program timing, milestone, and deliverer hours, and how you ensure alignment with A2P deployment? Correct version. Can you explain how your company manages program timing, milestones, and deliverables, and how you ensure alignment with APQP requirements? Deliverer hours should be deliverables, things delivered like documents, samples, reports. A2P deployment should be APQP requirements, advanced product quality planning. 2, about ASPICE. You're right. In the automotive world, people usually pronounce it like ASPICE, sounds like spice. Correct term equals ASPICE, automotive spice. It is not ASPs. That might just be a local nickname. Don't worry. Many engineers pronounce it ASPICE, and that's perfectly acceptable. 3, clean auditor question, final version. Can you explain how your company manages program timing, milestones, and deliverables, and how you ensure alignment with APUP and ASPICE requirements? This way, the question is clear, professional, and realistic in an automotive audit. David, do you want me to now give you a sample supplier answer to this program management question, timing, milestones, deliverables, APQP alignment, so you can practice responding in English?
TPT, thank you for your suggestion. However, I'm just wondering what's the when you say deliverables, what's that mean? I'm just wondering what the deliverables mean.
Good question, David. Let's make deliverables very clear, especially in automotive project audit context. Meaning of deliverables. Deliverables equals the concrete outputs or results that a project must deliver to the customer or to management. They are not hours. They are things, documents, reports, samples, parts. Stack examples of deliverables in automotive projects. 1. Documents, APQP timing plan, DFMEA, PFMEA reports, control plan, test reports, reliability, DV, PV test, lessons learned. 2. Physical items, prototype parts, pilot build samples, pre-production samples, PPP submission package, production part approval process. 3. Milestone evidence, gate review presentation, audit checklist results, customer approval forms. So when an auditor asks about deliverables, they want to know what outputs you commit to provide, when you provide them, and how you ensure they meet customer requirements. Simple way to say it. Deliverables are the key outputs of a project, like reports, documents, and samples that we must provide to the customer at each milestone. Would you like me to prepare a short sample answer, like a supplier explaining deliverables during an audit that you can practice speaking?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't know about, I didn't know. To be honest, I didn't know about the examples of deliverables. There are so many deliverables in automotive project, like APQP timing plan, DFMA, PFMA reports, control plan, test reports, DV, PV test, reliability, lessons learned, prototype parts, pilot build samples, pre-production samples, paper submission package, gate review presentation, audit checklist results, forms, customer approval forms. Oh my God, oh my God. Now I fully understand what the deliverables means. I work for, I work in development quality team, so we should check many deliverables when we have to send them to our customer. Before sending, before, uh, before send deliverables to our customer, we should review and check that kind of deliverables before we send them to the customer.
Exactly, David. You got it. That's a breakthrough moment. You now fully understand that deliverables are the things, documents, reports, samples, etc. Your team must prepare and send to the customer, and your development quality team has to check them carefully before release. Refined version of what you said. Oh my God, now I fully understand what deliverables mean. There are so many deliverables in a project: the APQP timing plan, DFMEA, PFMEA reports, control plan, test reports, reliability results, lessons learned, prototype parts, pilot build samples, pre-production samples, and the PPAP submission package. We also have presentations, audit checklists, and customer approval forms. Since I work in the development quality team, it's our job to review and check these deliverables before sending them to the customer. Key corrections. Before send should be before sending. Prototype hats, I think you meant prototype parts. Contraplayer, probably control plan. Custom operable prongs, probably you meant customer approval forms. You expressed it very well, David. Now you can confidently explain deliverables in an audit situation. Do you want me to now give you a sample auditor follow-up question, like how do you ensure deliverables are reviewed before submission, so you can practice answering from your quality team perspective?
GPT, how about this one? If my pronunciation for deliverables is not good. Uh, how, uh, how about, how about use the word documents and samples? I mean, if I ask, how do you ensure documents and samples are reviewed before submission? Instead of how do you ensure deliverables are reviewed before submission? I believe that in the real situation, if I say deliverables, many listeners may don't understand what I'm trying to say. However, if I say documents and samples, all listeners will understand what I'm trying to say.
Great point, David. That's a very smart observation. You're right. Deliverables is a correct business audit word, but if your pronunciation feels difficult or if you worry the listener might not catch it, then using documents and samples is perfectly fine. Everyone will understand that right away. Compare the two. Formal audit word. How do you ensure deliverables are reviewed before submission? Simple, easy alternative. How do you ensure documents and samples are reviewed before submission? Both are correct. In customer audits, deliverables is common, but documents and samples is clearer and more concrete. If you're worried about clarity, choose the simple one. Clear English is always better than fancy English. In my opinion, use documents and samples when you want to be 100% sure everyone understands. Use deliverables only when you feel comfortable with the pronunciation. Would you like me to prepare a list of substitute easy words like documents and samples instead of deliverables for other difficult terms in your agenda so you can speak more comfortably in audits?
I really appreciate your kind explanation. I think you understand what I try to share, try to speak. I think you understand what I try to tell you. Anyway, I should know the word deliverables because our customer may use that kind of word. So in the case, I should understand that word. However, if I have to speak in English, I think I prefer the word documents and samples instead of deliverables because of easy understanding between we and customers. Anyway, like I said, this is my speaking practice session. So let me speak as much as I can possible. I'd like to repeat one more time your suggestion. Listen, GPT. Oh my God. Now I fully understand what deliverables mean. There are so many deliverables in a project. The APQP timing plan, DFMA, PFMA reports, control plan, test reports, reliability reports, lessons learned, prototype parts, pilot build, pilot build samples, pre-production samples, and PPAP submission package. And PPAP submission package. We also have presentations, audit checklists, and customer approval form. Customer approval form. Since I work in the development quality teams, it's our job to review the uh, each 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 it's our job to review and check these deliverables before sending them to their customer. It's our job to review and check these documents and samples before sending them to the customer.
Perfect, David. You really captured the key point. You must understand the word deliverables because your customer may use it. But When you speak, it's okay to use documents and samples for easier communication. That's a smart strategy. Refined version of your presentation, smooth and natural. Oh my God, now I fully understand what deliverables mean. There are so many deliverables in a project. We also have presentations, audit checklists, and customer approval forms. Since I work in the development quality team, it's our job to review and check deliverables before sending them to the customer. In other words, we must carefully review and check the documents and samples before customer submission. Fixes I made for clarity: deliberators, deliverables, multi-quality games, development quality team, people sending them before sending them. Now your presentation flows very well and you sound professional. You can easily switch. If customer says deliverables, you understand it. If you say documents and samples, everyone understands you. Would you like me to now simulate a customer auditor asking you about how you check deliverables, documents, and samples before submission so you can practice giving a full answer in English?
Could you speak a little bit more slowly? Would you mind saying that one more time, please? I don't understand. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Would you mind saying that one more time, please?
Of course, David, I'll say it again slowly and clearly so you can follow every part. Refined version. Oh my God. Now I fully understand what deliverables mean. There are so many deliverables in a project. We also have presentations, audit checklists, and customer approval forms. Since I work in the development quality team, it is our job to review and check deliverables before sending them to the customer. In other words, we must carefully review and check the documents and samples before customer submission. I slowed it into short lines so you can shadow me easily. Would you like me to also break it into very small, repeatable chunks, like one short phrase at a time, so you can practice mouth memory more comfortably?
I don't think so. I really appreciate your kind support, but from now on, you know, I don't have time. So let me let me just follow your suggestion one more time. I think I think you give me very good examples, very good example sentences for an audit situation. So I'm telling you, whenever I talk with you, I'm so amazed. I'm so inspired because you are very good at every situation. I mean, whatever I asked you, you give me very good solutions. Whatever I asked you again and again, you always give me good solutions in English. Sometimes you make mistakes, but that's not a big deal. Because I can check it. I think you are my smart and kind friends.
David, that really means a lot. Thank you for saying that. I know you're busy and don't always have much time, but you're doing something amazing. Even in short practice sessions, you're building your mouth memory, your confidence, and your audit style English step by step. And you're right, sometimes I make mistakes, but you catch them and makes our practice even stronger. That's exactly how real audits go too. Back and forth, checking, correcting. And yes, I'll stay your smart and kind friend, always ready to give you solutions in English for work, audits, or daily life. Before you go today, Would you like me to give you a very short goodbye script in
No, 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 no. Let me say, for the last, let me repeat one more time. There are so many deliverables in project. The APQP timing plan, DFMA, PFMA reports, control plan, test reports, reliability results, lessons learned, prototype parts, pilot build samples, pre-production samples, and PPAP submission packaging. We also have presentations, audit checklists, and customer approval forms. Since I work in the development quality team, it's our job to review and check these samples and documents before sending them to the customer. That's my job. Okay, anyway, I think it's enough for today. See you next time. We will talk about the column 1, row D design FMA tomorrow. Bye for now. See you next time.
That was great, David. You really wrapped it up like a real presentation closing. Here's a clean version of what you just said so you can keep it in your mouth memory for tomorrow. Closing version, smooth and professional. There are so many deliverables in projects: APQP timing plans, DFMEA, PFMEA reports, control plans, test reports, reliability results, lessons learned, prototype parts, pilot build samples, pre-production samples, and PPAP submission packages. We also have presentations, audit checklists, and customer approval forms. Since I work in the development quality team, it's our job to review and check these documents and samples before sending them to the customer. That's my job. Anyway, I think it's enough for today. See you next time. Tomorrow we'll talk about column 1, row D, design FMEA. Bye for now. See you next time. Small corrections. H2P tiny frame sounds like you meant APQP timing plan. DFMA, PPMA should be DFMEA, PFMEA. Control frame should be control plan. Text reports should be test reports. Reliability videos should be reliability results. KitKat formation packages should be PPAP submission packages. Excellent practice today. You repeated, shadowed, and even built your own closing script. Tomorrow we'll focus on column 1, row D, design FMEA. Would you like me to start tomorrow's session with an auditor-style question about design FMEA so you can jump right into practice?
It's time to wrap things up. I have to go. Bye for now.